Welcome to Redland's Phonics Workshop.
The aims of today. They are to understand the importance of pictures as a cue for reading and to support writing, to look at a phonics lesson in Year R, to explain how you can support your child learning at home.
A picture tells 1,000 words. Your child needs to have the opportunity to share the same book with an adult several times if they are going to develop into a confident reader and writer. Before they even start telling the story, your child needs to look at the front cover and look through the book. This helps them gain an understanding of the story and gain clues from the pictures. Take a minute to look at the picture. I wonder how many things you can see. I wonder what your child would see. I see a grandma and a girl gardening.
I see a robin with a red chest. He is sitting on luscious green grass.
I see 2 mugs. One is filled with yummy hot chocolate. And I see one blue cup that's been spilled.
I see a beautiful brown tabby cat who is basking in the sun.
I see 2 deciduous trees that have lost their leaves because it is turning into autumn. What do you think this book is about?
Digging.
Digging. What makes you think it might be about digging?
Because
What's that? Do you know what that is?
mud.
Mud. It's compost and growing. Because what are these? What can you see here?
Seeds.
Seeds. What do you do with seeds?
You plant them.
You do plant them. What else can you see on the front cover?
Watering can.
A watering can. What would you do with a watering can?
Water them.
Water what?
The seeds.
Why do we have to water seeds?
To make them grow.
Can you have a go at reading the title for me?
Tip. If. Zip.
Oh, not z. Zip. Zip.
App.
Nap. Well done. So tip, sip, nap. Should we look at this book? Can you see some of these words, sounds for me?
If.
Good boy, well done. Can you read these words?
App. Tap. App. Nap. It. Zip.
Good boy, well done. Let's turn the page and see. What can you see in this
There's
picture? What's
one.
happening?
They're putting compost in and putting seeds in.
They're putting seeds. What do you think they might be growing?
Peas.
Peas. What else is happening in the picture? What else can you see?
Watering can, a bucket, and tea, and some cups of these.
So you can
And
see
a
some
cat.
pots. Oh, what's the cat doing?
Trying to get the bird.
Trying to get the
robin.
bird. Ooh. What else can you see in the picture?
Letters.
Oh, shall we read them?
It. Tip. App. Tap.
So tip. Who's tipping? Who's this, do you think?
A grown up.
A grown up. So a grown up. So one, do you think it's a sunny day, a cold day?
December.
You think it might be December? Why do you think it might be December?
Because the leaves are falling off.
Because the leaves are falling off. Yeah. So one December day, the grown up tipped the
The compost in.
And what do you think the girl's doing?
Putting the seeds in.
So planting it. I think she might tap the soil to make sure that the seeds grow. Should we turn the page and see what happens next? Oh, what's happening in this page?
The grown up is watering the seeds.
Yeah.
And girl is tapping the soil.
She is, isn't she? How do you think they might be feeling?
Happy,
What makes you think they might be happy?
because they're hoping that they will grow.
Oh, they're hoping the plants might grow. What else can you see in the picture?
A bucket, a cup, and
Who do you think the cup's for?
the grown-up,
And the grown-up, what do you think the grown-up might like a cup?
because it's got a cup of tea in.
Oh, because it's got a cup of tea. What else can you say?
Another cup and a robin and pots again and the cat.
What's the cat doing this time? Because if we looked on the page before, the cat was trying to get the robin. But this time, what's the cat doing this time?
Watching them.
Watching them. Phonics. What is it? Phonics is a basis for reading and writing. We teach this in Year R to develop the skills needed to hear sounds in words and match them to the corresponding visual representation. It gives children the skills they need to use their knowledge of the alphabet to support their reading and their writing as they move through the school. All children in reception, Year 1 and Year 2 have daily phonics sessions of 20 minutes in groups. The next slides give you an explanation of some of the words you may hear the children talking about.
We want children to be confident, fluent readers. Phonological awareness is a component of spoken language. Children need to be secure with this if they are to be successful readers. So, some of the skills include rhyming, cat, mat, hat, alliteration, proud Peter Piper, syllable word and sentence segmentation, Mrs. Diver,
Miss Field,
initial sounds, at, sat. The beginning sound is s, and phonemes, I, g, pig,
phonemic awareness, the knowledge about a phoneme, the letter sound, and the ability to detect, blend, segment, and manipulate individual sounds in words. The skills children need are phoneme blending, putting sounds together to make a spoken word; phoneme segmentation, when a spoken word the child can segment into individual sounds; and phoneme manipulation, manipulating a phoneme to make a new word in a word family. Children need to recognize that they will see graphemes in more than one word, and it could be anywhere in the word. For example, ball, bell, bike all begin with the B sound. Children will learn to identify the beginning, middle, and final sound within a word. Here we have the word cat. K, a, t. The beginning sound is k, the middle sound is a, and the final sound is t. So when we blend it together, we have cat.
Phase 1. At Redlands, children start Phase 1 as soon as they come to school. It covers the building blocks needed for future phonics learning. The children don't have to master all the strands before they start learning the sounds and letters, but they are essential for future success. It covers things such as the ability to listen, talk about, and hear the difference between sounds in the environment, instrumental sounds, and voice sounds. It also covers alliteration, rhyme, rhythm, and oral blending and segmenting. Phase 1 is continuous throughout Year R.
Phase 2. We gradually introduce phoneme grapheme correspondence through a staged approach, blending and segmenting more complex words as each child becomes more confident in the taught sounds, learning tricky red words, learning high frequency words. Your child will be taught 19 phonemes in Phase 2. Here are all of the Phase 2 sounds your child will be taught in the autumn term. The first 6 phonemes can be used to make lots of words. We can make in, I, I, in. We can make the word at, at. We could also make the word sat, at, sat. Make the word pat, at, pat. We could also make the word tip, if, tip, and tan, tan. The letters that are often easily confused are B and D. The letter C is introduced early on as it forms a template for writing the letters A, D, O, G, and Q. We call these curly caterpillar letters. We will talk more about the formation and writing in our writing workshop.
Phase 3. We continue the phoneme grapheme correspondence through a staged approach. We introduce digraphs and trigraphs. We learn more tricky red words. We learn high frequency words. And your child will also be taught 5 new phonemes, 17 most common digraphs, and 4 trigraphs in Phase 3. Phase 3 sounds. Here are all the Phase 3 sounds your child will be taught during the spring and summer term.
What is cued articulation? It is a set of hand cues for teaching the individual sounds in a word. The hand movements are logical. Each hand movement represents one sound, and the cue gives clues as to how and where the sound is produced. I, I, mm, mm,
Mm, mm, d, d, g, g, oh, oh.
How do we teach phonics in the classroom? We learn 3 new phonemes. They are taught each week along with 1 or 2 tricky red words and some high frequency words. We pre-teach the sound the day before it is taught in a group phonics lesson. In this pre-teach, we focus on the sound it makes, the cued articulation action, and how to form the letter. In a phonics lesson, we revisit previous sounds taught, teach the new sound with its cued articulation action. Then we practice the formation of the letter. We read the sound on its own and then in words. Finally, we apply our knowledge to read and write CBC words. When the children have learnt more sounds, we apply their knowledge by reading and writing sentences.
What phonics looks like in Year R. We teach phonics using a range of games, songs, rhymes, activities, and resources. We try to keep it as fun and interactive as possible. All the teachers and teaching assistants in school, Year R to Year 2, work with a group of children who are working at a similar level. This means that children from different classes will be taught together. Group work, practicing the sound, letter name, formation, and blending and segmenting
Right, we're
words.
going to do recap our sounds. Ready? Just make sure it's straight in. Down. Well done. And today's new sound is, oh, it's the letter E, but it makes the listen, makes the F sound. So you need to make a spider like this, okay? Side of your mouth, and you go F. So just like you're knocking a door. F, F, F. Lovely, well done. Okay, so here we've got an F. I gave you a little clue there. Can you think of any words that begin with an F? Yes. Elephant. Elliot, that's a good one. Can anyone think of anything else? Yes.
My daddy's middle name is Elliot.
Is there? Can you think of any other words that begin with an F? Say yes, Jessica.
Egg.
Egg. Well done. Okay, so we've done our cued articulation action, which is F, knock it, F. Okay, now we're going to write it. Now we're going to write it. So we're going to start in the middle, then we're going to go across the middle, up and around. Can you write it on the floor for me? Ready? So we're going to start in the middle and go across the middle, up and around. Can you write it on your hand for me? So you're going to go across the middle, up and around. Can you write it really big on the floor for me? Ready? Across the middle, up and round. Well done. Okay, I'm going to look at some of my words here, and I'm going to see if you can read any of the words that I'm going to make. So, my first word, they've got these letters in. Who thinks they can sound it out for me? Come on then. Well done. So, what's the word? 10. Well done. What about this word? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Ready? What about this one? Can you think of something out? Well done. Okay, what about do this one, and this one. Julia? Good girl. What's the word? Should we do it together? Do. Can anyone help out? What's the word say? Yes, Lily? Good girl. Well done.
Each week, a set of 3 new phoneme flashcards will be placed in your child's bag, with accompanying sheet of words to make with the flashcards. Children will also be given the new tricky red words and high frequency words that they've been taught that week. Spend a short time every day practicing these phonemes and the letter name. Remember to practice both. Set your child challenges to find objects around the house that use the sounds from the week. Use your flashcards to build words and encourage your children to segment, sound out, and blend, read. We would love to see some videos on Tapestry of the children doing this. Remember, little and often.
How can you help your child with their reading? Model the language and vocabulary using the pictures. When your child has a good understanding of the language and can give their own ideas about the story, allow them to tell you a story in their own words. Model key language such as adjectives, describing words, for example, enormous or crystal clear. Time conjunctions such as first, next, suddenly, finally, and include conjunctions such as and, but, so, and because. When your child brings home a book with words, cover the words and look at the book to tell the story first before the children decode the words. At school, we are really excited as we've invested lots of money in improving our decodable reading books. A decodable book is one that contains words in which the very large majority of sounds can be read independently, as the sounds have previously been taught. It will be very closely matched to the stage that children are working at in phonics. For children in reception and starting to learn phonics, the book will contain simple CVC words like sat, pat, and tricky words such as I and the.
When reading a book, do you ask closed or open questions? Closed questions are very simple, one-worded answers, where open questions allows the children to expand on their ideas. Here are some examples below.
Thank you so much for your time. Please talk to a member of the early years team if you do have any questions,